Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Amazon private label product cash flow sheet. How to predict the cash flow before launching a product, how to check the numbers, how to play with the numbers, what is going to be my PL situation if I set this price, if I successfully able to sell at, let's say, XYZ price. What if my tacos didn't get in control? What will be the cash flow scenario forecasting overall? Does this product make sense from the perspective of cash flow? Should I launch it or not? These are many questions which only experienced seller get to realize after they launch a couple of products, that this is some very important aspect. And along with the keywords, along with the PPC competitiveness, along with the sourcing margin, we also should check this cash flow forecast of a product before taking the final decision whether we want to proceed with it or not. Special thanks to finance manager of our agency Upscale Valley, who has helped me out in doing a couple of tweaks, who has built this sheet for the agency, and which really helps us to predict the number, to arrange the cash flow, and to see what ROI are we expecting from this product. So let's jump onto the sheet and see how this can help you in analyzing or forecasting the cash flow of your product. So guys, here is the cash flow sheet. And here are different sections of this sheet. Let me walk you through this and let me guide you how we can use this and what these different terms mean and how we can play with these. So the first section is of sale projection. Definitely we need to enter these two values, these two rows basically, which we have color coded green. We need to we need to input following values before sheet started to give us the cash flow forecasting or the projection. First one is the monthly sale velocity, the monthly units. How many units are we expecting to sell over each month for the next 12 months? And here is the expected selling price. And then here is the, just a second, yes, here is the gross revenue, which it's simply doing the multiplication, and then the Amazon fee. We have entered the fee manually here. Let me jump over to this section as well. And here is the net revenue which we are generating per month, and how Amazon is doing disbursement. I'm going to explain here a couple of things so you can use this sheet effectively. So let's jump on to this terms part. Here is the inventory payment term. The down one is basically the payment at the time of agreement, at the time of contract, at the time of contract on the Alibaba. So here we have put three terms here. First one is I'm going to pay 50% upfront and 50% after 30 days, and we are expecting your inventory is going to get ready after 30 days. So sometimes people set up different terms. Let's say you have decided that your advance payment is going to be 10%, and then when your inventory reaches USA custom, or maybe the UK custom, whatever country you are going to launch your product in, 90% of the payment will be sent at that time. So we can set these details like this, and it will auto modify the numbers in the cash flow sheet. And then here is the shipping cost payment. Here is the down payment. Let's say if you are paying your freight cost to your supplier, and you have got the DDP price, and supplier is going to manage your production and your shipment, then in that case there is a possibility that some people pay the freight cost as at the time of down payment or at the time of contract as well. So it is written for those people. Otherwise, what usually happen is after 30 days your inventory got ready, so we pay 50% at that time, and then 50% at the time when inventory arrives at USA custom. Or sometime it's like 100% when the inventory arrives at custom, depends upon your negotiation. And sometimes you need to pay upfront here, 100% here, and then at the advance. So you can play with this and it will auto adjust the cash flow numbers in this cash flow sheet. So it is the this is the data about the product which you need to fill. Definitely here's the xworks price of the product, then the shipping per unit, and I've not entered here by air and by ocean, but you can definitely play by duplicating this sheet, and you can enter by air cost in one tab and by ocean cost in another tab to see what impact does it going to, because you can also play with this let me get back to this later on. You can also play with this point, how much time inventory will take to reach Amazon. So definitely if you're going to put here higher freight cost because you have selected the air shipment, then you can definitely select here inventory will reach maybe in Amazon in 2 months instead of 3 months. So you can see the impact on your cash flow in this sheet by playing with these two numbers. And here is the FBA fee, here is the referral fee. Sometimes in some cases Amazon charges 8% only, so you need to be aware of that. Here is the Amazon storage charges, and here is the 3PL storage charges. And just for reference, I have put same values here. And then let's say you are going to launch your product in UK. About the VAT, definitely this is something which we keep separate from our Amazon calculations, but there is a loophole in the VAT part, or there's something in the VAT part which we need to predict before launching the product, or which we need to estimate in or calculate in before launching the product, and that is the PPC VAT. Let's say if you are assuming around 30% of your tacos, or let's say 30% of your acos, but if we add 20% VAT on that PPC, which you have to pay in either case, even if you are VAT exempted or you are flat VAT signed up or 20% VAT signed up, in either of three cases you need to pay the PPC VAT. So when you add that PPC cost, that VAT on the PPC spend, basically your acos is no more 30%, it would be around you would say 1/5, yeah, 36% it would be. So that is very important to estimate in your cash flow forecasting sheet. So let's say you are going to launch a product in UK, you can add 20% VAT here. And if you're going to launch a product in Germany, then you can add 19% VAT here, and it will play with the numbers accordingly. Leave this part as such, and here is the marketing cost. Here is what I've assumed. The tacos, basically at the launch stage, the tacos we've assumed is 60%. At the growth stage, it's around 20%, and then at the profit stage we are expecting anywhere between 10 to 15%. You can always play with these numbers depending upon your margins, depending upon the PPC competitiveness of your product, and you can always play with these number. But this is how we set up. I'll let me tell you here along with this how we can use it. um Here is the marketing cost basically, and if we see this, let's say this one. um so sorry, here is the marketing cost in the cash flow stuff, that is the profit loss. So in the marketing cost, if I press F2 here, here it is the launch time right now, MC launch, so it's calculating 30%, 60% tacos here. This is what we assume the maximum value. So we see what can be the worst scenario for our cash flow if we launch this product. So here in this second month, it's also the launch phase, and then in the third month it's the growth phase, and then in the fourth month it's the growth phase, and then in the fifth month it's the profit, and then moving forward it's calculating 15% tacos. So what we are assuming here is for the first 2 months you are putting the launch effort or the bleeding effort, and you're launching the product through PPC only, and your tacos is around 60%. Then the next 2 months your tacos is around 20%, and then moving forward your tacos is 15%. You can always adjust it by selecting the percentage, by playing with the percentage here, the growth, the profit, and the launch. And you can always play here by, let's say you are assuming that your growth will end in the third month, and from the fourth month you should aim for the 15% tacos. Then you can always put here instead of the marketing cost growth, you can put here the profit stage and play with the numbers. Okay, so here are the further assumptions. Here is the investment part. These are all the assumed numbers. So don't worry about this thing. So here is the assumed number, the investment part. Here is the monthly overhead. And the second tab here, the overhead cost. It's explaining the overhead part here. So here is the Google workspace, then the hosting side, then the Helium 10, ManyChat, whatsoever you want to add here. You can add the monthly cost here. And then this is the fixed cost, the one-time cost which we pay for the product, like the samples cost. These are all the assumed number. You can play with these. The photography charges, videography charges, the patent charges, trademark, and the company creation, etc., etc. So let's say here is the 881 total cost, and we have also applied the currency conversion, but you can always put whatever value you think there would be directly here. It will show that value, the 881 here exactly as the others cost. And the monthly overhead, these are, you can calculate your overhead cost. Let's say you have hired a virtual assistant, you can add his cost here as well, and you can put this in your cash flow accordingly. So here is the inventory here is the beautiful part. Let's say if you're right now, we have selected then that the inventory is going to reach here in the let's say the third month. So you can see here we have placed order 2000 here, and it's starting sale here from the fourth month here, because when we say here 3 months, it's like after 3 months, after 90 days. So here we have ordered the 2000 units inventory, and it has started selling in the fourth month, 700. Let's say you have chosen air shipment, and you say that your product is going to reach after 60 days. So here let's say we put some numbers 500, and then maybe this price is same. Your inventory is appearing here in the third month right away. So here's the 50. Let's say we had ordered the 2000 units, and the inventory has reached we are assuming here the first date of the first month, and right after 60 days the inventory has reached Amazon and it become available. Let's say 30 days for the production time, 15 days for the air shipment, and then 15 days for Amazon to make inventory available. Out of those 2000 units, only 50 units were sold, and the remaining buffer stock is around 1950. And here it is giving the picture. And you can also set, if let's say you are doing some manufacturing at the local level, let's say if you're selling a product in USA and your manufacturer is also in USA, so you can also set up the inventory will reach to Amazon to 1 month, and that will entirely change the cash flow scenario. Because let's say if you are ordering, if your inventory lead time is 90 days, then definitely you need to purchase inventory of 3 months value. And it's so, and if it's of 60 days, you need to purchase inventory of 2 months value. So that creates a lot of difference here. You can play with this accordingly. And then here is the bifurcation thing, the 3PL to Amazon inventory bifurcation. Let's say we would say the 3PL to inventory, Amazon inventory bifurcation is percentage based. We can select here, there are two options, unit based and the percentage based. Let's say we have selected the percentage based. So when we select this percentage based, this column or these two cells, Amazon units and thousands, thousand, these will be null and void. And we need to place here, let's say we want to say that we will keep 50% in Amazon, and rest of the 50% will be in 3PL. So it will adjust the inventory levels and the storage cost accordingly. And let's say if I select here the unit based, then this percentage cells become null and void. And whatever inventory amount I've ordered, let's say the inventory number is 3000, 1000 units will stay in Amazon, and the remaining 2000 will be at the 3PL. So that's how it is designed. So here are some assumptions here. And here is the let's explain these part now. So this is the sales projection, and we need to enter the all these values in green color coded cells. We need to enter these values. And here we need to only enter the units we are expecting, and we can always check our exactly similar design comparators whose age should not be more than around 1.5 year maybe, because the older they grow, the more keywords they get ranked on. So it would be hard to kind of match their sales velocity. So ideally we should aim for any competitor who has launched in the 1.5 year window, so that would be easy to catch on. So let's say we have tracked the competitors BSR, and then we are using Amazon Jungle Scout sales estimator, through which we are checking what is the average BSR and what does this average BSR mean, basically how many units this competitor is selling. So we can enter that data on the month to month basis, and we can also forecast our selling price. Let's say in the starting our selling price is going to be 33 and then $35, and then again 39.99 should be our final price. So it will by itself calculate the revenue, then the Amazon fee part, because we have entered the data here, then the net revenue. Then when it comes about the Amazon disbursement, it will be 50% of current month, and let's say it is $270. Half of this amount will be disbursed in the same month. This is what we are assuming here, and the remaining half will be dispersed the next month. And then again, for this, half of this amount is $135 from previous month, and half is from the from current month. And then that's how it is going. Basically, you can see the formula here: 50% of the G10, like the last month value, and then 50% of the current month value. That's how it is. So around the buffer stock, this stock section, the purchase and levels, this is what the purchase inventory level is. Let's say we have purchased 2000 units in the first month, and we have set up here inventory will reach Amazon in 2 months, so it will start appearing here in this month, and then this 3000 will start appearing a 1 2 here. So these are the kind of buffer stock, and this segregation, like this is the total stock available, 19 and 50. And then further we sold around 700 units, but then again we have added 3000 units further. So it's around, out of 5000 units we have sold 750 units, so 4250 units should be in buffer. So that's the total amount. When we want to see further segregation, like how much amount would be at Amazon, so here we have selected the unit based option and the 1000 units. So you can see accordingly 1000 units are being filled here, and the remaining units are at the 3PL cost, and the purchase cost is added accordingly. Let's say each unit costs $10, so 2000 unit means 20,000 purchase cost, and is 4.35 is the shipping cost. Then this 8700 is the shipping cost for 2000 units. But then again, what's happening here right now is, let's say we have selected the inventory payment 10% down and 90% after 60 days. So 10% of 20,000 is 2000, so it's deducting only 2000 here. Let's say we play with this a little bit and we say 50% at the first month and then 50% later on, then it's adding here 10,000. Okay, so same is the value for the supplier payment. Let's say our inventory production lead time is 30 days, and after 30 days the inventory is handed over to freight forwarder. So I have added the payment term after 30 days. So let's say we have placed 2000 units ordered here and here is the shipment cost, but then this cost is being deducted from the cash flow in the next month because we have added the 30 days payment term here. So that's the precise detail which thanks to Mr. Abubakar, finance manager of the Upscale Valley, our Amazon service agency, who has helped me in building up each and every thing, and we can have a detailed eye on the cash flow, how things are going to proceed, and will our cash flow or the investment we have will it be enough or not, and will it be worth doing this product or not. These two questions can easily be answered by going through this sheet in detail. So here is the VAT on PPC part. This is functional only for the UK guys or for the German market guys. And here is the Amazon storage fee, 3PL, the Amazon storage fee charges and the 3PL charges. Here are the overhead charges and then the other. So the above kind thing is the inflow and this thing is the outflow. And in the inflow, here is the important part, the capital contribution. Like let's say we have injected 30,000 the first month, then 30,000 the second month, then 25,000 the third month. We can always play with this, at what time we need to arrange what amount of cash to make it run smooth. That's also a big question, which maybe sometimes your investors ask you if you are a service provider, or you need to ask yourself if you are planning to launch a product yourself. So it helps a lot in doing these nitty gritty details. So here is the total inflow part, and here is the total outflow part, and here is the cash balance, and whatever amount is left here, that will be added up by default here in the next column. It's not showing up here, but it should show up in the formula here. So yes, it's showing up. If I press F2 here, E39 is this thing. So it's showing up in the next column. The next great thing which is being done here is the profit and loss margins. And this is the thing, like I've been playing rigorously with these numbers, so don't go for this ROI in 12 months. But here's the profit and loss margin, like the net sales, and then all the cost that's being added, and then the net profit is being designed here. So here is the net profit overall. And the ROI in 12 months, definitely the ROI should have been calculated ideally after the product gets stable and for the next 12 months after that. But let's say if we assume this for in this scenario, then again for the ROI, what we have done is the last 12 months profit or loss, whatever the amount is, divided by the total investment, and it's giving us the ROI picture so far for now. But ideally the what we should do here is we should start the ROI since the launch date basically, or maybe when the product gets stable, and then you should see what profit or loss we have done in the last 12 months, and what investment we made, and what is the ROI. And definitely your ROI should be more than 10-15%. So here is the cash flow sheet, which I believe should help you guys a lot in managing the cash flow for your products. And let's say you are planning to launch a brand, then you need to make this cash flow sheet for the 3-4 products side by side. And let's say the first product is starting at 0 month, and the second product is starting at after 6 months, and then the third product is starting maybe after 12 months. And then you design a whole plan for your product, for your brand launch, having 4 products, and you can start the or play with the cash flow sheet accordingly. I'm going to share the link of this cash flow sheet in the product in the video description down below. Do use this and share your comments, share your feedback, and then finally definitely do like the video, and subscribe the channel, and share the video with your colleagues so they can also get benefit from it. Thank you so much for listening. See you soon.